So what are they cutting and what is it going to mean for Wall Street regulations?
So right now they're cutting a lot of contractors, which is kind of a broad umbrella for folks, paralegals, data entry folks. Pretty integral individuals because at least with data entry, they'll format, say, phone records, training records, and into a format that is like searchable for the line attorneys. So now the line attorneys, the folks doing the investigations will have to do that work.
So what happens to these investigations? Do they get put on hold? I mean, how do they do all this extra work?
It slows things down, certainly. I mean, since even before the new chair faces confirmation, they have a hiring freeze. They're not replacing departing folks, so they're getting prepared to do things, without some of the resources they've had under the Obama administration. So
what are the Senator Elizabeth Warrens of the world thinking about all this? They can't be happy about any of this.
No, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, so the SEC's budget since the crisis has grown quite a bit. I mean, it almost doubled. Yeah. So some folks are saying, okay, you've had this era of very strict enforcement, maybe taking some resources away. What is appropriate. But yeah, I can't imagine she's too thrilled about this.
Is there anything they can do or no?
I think, well, right now the SEC is still sort of, they call it a continuing resolution, so they don't really have a set budget, so they're sort of ballparking where they can. The difficulty this agency runs into is that most of the 4,000 employees are in a union. So, so 3,200, give or take, are a part of that. It's a lot harder to cut a part of that. So that's part of the reason you're seeing a lot of the contractors, because it's just frankly easier to do.
Tell us about Jay Clayton. He is the nominee by the Trump administration to take over the Securities and Exchange Commission.
So yeah, so he had passed his Senate banking nomination last week, and he could be confirmed maybe by the end of this month. A lot of folks are not. He's sort of expected to go through. I mean, he has the Republican majority in the Senate. In terms of enforcement priorities, he's a corporate guy, so it's going to be hard to
a Bush guy, right? He's got some Bush ties.
Potentially,
yeah.
But. It's yet to be seen where Mary Jo White was a prosecutor. She was a well-known enforcer. Jay Clayton, his focus is much more going to be on the IPO capital formation side.